Welcome back to another Under Pressure. Today we are looking at a very exciting and interesting air gun that's just hitting the market now. This is the Umarex AirSaber. This is an arrow shooting PCP. Let me show you how it works here. We've got, this is a shroud that basically just protects and houses the barrel here. Now this is one of the slide over the barrel sorts. So we just put the barrel in, or the arrow in over the barrel like that, cock it back here, and off we go. You can uncock it manually like that. Easy peasy. Now this is an extremely affordable arrow shooting PCP. You get a lot for your money here too. You've got a synthetic stock with Picatinny rails on both sides. Now the quiver does not come with the AirSaber, but the Picatinny rail on the side makes it really easy to mount this or other types of accessories. You have a manometer here. You fill the gun up to 250 bar via a fill probe. Now, I don't like fill probes in general just because I have a hard time keeping track of them, and you have to typically get an adapter to make them work on your hose. But they did this fill probe right, and I wish every manufacturer would do this. They have milled in a Foster fitting into the base, so you don't need any extra adapter or that sort of thing. It's ready to go right out of the box. It'll fit into virtually all of your fill systems. You can fill this up with a hand pump, a compressor, a carbon fiber tank, what have you. You've got a nice two-stage trigger here. Safety's set into the trigger blade itself. Some people don't like that, others don't really care. You've got a Picatinny rail on top for mounting the optics, and it comes with this included crossbow scope. Now, crossbow scope's a little bit different. You've got your center reticle, center crosshair, and then you've got 4 crosshairs going, across, that give you the different ranges here. So makes it really easy to use, and it works just fine. I had to turn out the eyepiece quite a bit to get it to focus, which I normally don't have to do, but it works. Now, if you ever need to take the gun apart, work on the gun at all, then you are able, or if you needed to degas it to be able to ship it or something, then you are able to degas it via this screw. But it just comes out with an Allen wrench. Before you degas it though, make sure that there's no arrow in the barrel and that the gun is not cocked, and then you'll be able to degas it. It'll send the air right out the barrel, so keep it unloaded. Nice skeletonized stock, rubber butt pad. The gun feels really good, and shoulders well. Really, just a really nice gun here in general. Well, I think that's enough talking for now. Let's go to the range. We'll give you the power, the velocity, and the accuracy. I've got this filled up to 250 bar. We're going to do a chronograph shot string, get the velocity and the power out of this AirSaber, and also see how many shots we get. So here we go. With the AirSaber filled to 250 bar, we got 7 shots with about 100 foot per second spread. The highest velocity was 462 feet per second, and the lowest was 369. Now, at 462 feet per second, our highest reading, we had a muzzle energy of 166 foot-pounds, shooting a 350 grain arrow. Now, when you consider that you only need about 65, 70 foot-pounds to hunt a grizzly bear or a Cape buffalo, it puts into perspective how extremely powerful this PCP arrow shooter is. It's capable of taking any game you're going to come across. And we'll call it there. I'm going to test the trigger here on the range because you never want to dry fire, an arrow slinger of this sort. That barrel will whip around and can damage itself or the gun. So we're going to fire an arrow through it and see how we do here. 2 pounds, 11.4 ounces. 2 pounds, 11.2 ounces. And 2 pounds, 11.9 ounces. Incredibly consistent. That gives us an average of 2 pounds and 11.5 ounces. I mean, that is a remarkably good trigger. Now, in our narrow enclosed range without any sort of sound deadening whatsoever, we got a high of 104.6 decibels, which is putting this outside the pale of backyard-friendly air guns, but it's not a backyard blinker anyhow. Now, for the accuracy testing, I'm just going to shoot a 3-shot group to minimize the chances of Robin Hooding, or sending one arrow down the tailpipe of another. We're going to do a 3-shot group down at 35 yards. It's hitting high above the bullseye, but don't worry about that, because I'm just going for groups here. That doesn't matter. So let's see how it does. Again, we're at a 250 bar fill here. And that's 3. Now let's take a look at our group here. Now you'll notice that I got 4 shots here. That's because when I did the sound testing, I went and shot at the bullseye one more time. Now that was this one here. So we've got 3 really tight here. I knew that I thought that I'd pulled this one a little bit, so I wanted to get another shot in there. And it, a pretty tight group here. Overall, still, a really good group. For this sort of a gun. You can see that out to 50 and even farther, we're probably going to all be in the kill zone, of a 6 to 8 inch, kill zone for a deer-sized animal or something like that. So really, really good accuracy. I was pretty darn happy with that. Now, for well under $400, you have a powerhouse of an air slinger that you can hunt any sort of big game, basically in the world with it. You've got a great trigger, you've got really good accuracy. You'll be able to hunt with this out to 50 and even 70 yards, and be completely confident in your shots. You've got an included scope that's very convenient, and this whole package is exciting because so many states are adding big bore airgun hunting, for big game, and this is such an affordable way to get into it, and you won't be undergunned at all with this sort of a gun. Now, if you've enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, make sure you follow us on other social media platforms, and stay tuned for the next one. Thanks a lot.